Hello my homies, today we'll go over the 5 best marksman heroes in Mobile Legends. I think this role is quite important, because the marksman has the highest DPS of any role. While this role isn't the easiest one, it can be a lot of fun to play, especially when being ahead of the enemy team. Let's start right away. So I can't have this list complete without Wanwan. This marksman is definitely one of the best ones to pick at the moment, which is mainly because of her passive and ultimate. Wanwan is a bit of a different marksman, because she moves like none other hero. After every basic attack, she jumps a small distance. In early game this isn't that special, but if Wanwan has enough attack speed, this makes her a really mobile hero. The more attack speed she builds, the more often she can cast her basic attack and jump a small distance. This is why I never use boots in my Wanwan build. It's way more effective to pick another great damage item to further increase her DPS. Then Wanwan can also activate weaknesses of enemies. This means when she attacks a target, the enemy receives 6 sides that can be hit. Hitting one of these sides deals some true damage, and Wanwan deals 12% increased damage to the target when all weaknesses are hit. Another great benefit is that hitting a target shows the position of that hero for 5 seconds. Wanwan also needs to remove all weaknesses from an enemy before she's able to cast her ultimate. This makes her ultimate the most hard one to cast of all available heroes. But when she manages to cast this skill, she becomes way too overpowered. For 2.5 seconds, Wanwan starts to shoot balls against an enemy, while flying in the air, making her immune to CC and damage. The amount of balls she shoots is based on her total attack speed, which is another reason you want to build a lot of it. When making a kill with this skill, she switches to another target and increases the time of the skill by 1 second, while also adding a bit of extra attack speed. You probably understand that you really should be careful to make sure Wanwan can't cast her ultimate. This skill makes her just so powerful, and there are a few heroes that get hurt the most from her abilities. Mainly heroes with no escape skill are really easy targets for Wanwan. This way she can keep using her basic attack, move around the target and activate her ultimate. That's why she's one of the best picks against heroes like Layla, Gord, Cecilian, Nana and Hylos. Her biggest weakness are the really mobile heroes or the ones that have excellent CC skills. Be careful against heroes like Sylvella, Lancelot, Ling and Tigreal. While Wanwan is a wonderful hero at the moment, she gets banned frequently. That isn't that strange if you understand the power Wanwan has. Then I also want to mention Moskov in the best marksman list. Moskov has one of the highest DPS of all heroes because of his basic attack. It hasn't that big of a range, but man what a crazy damage it causes. This has a few reasons, and one of them is his passive. The enemies behind the target he attacks also receive damage from Moskov's basic attack, which kills from 68% up to 110% physical damage. In addition, his basic attack reduces the cooldown of his first 2 skills. Another important factor of his high DPS is his first skill. It's quite simple. By casting it, Moskov jumps a small distance and increases attack speed for 3 seconds. It starts at 40% but gets increased to 70% when the skill is maxed. To make it even better, the enemies that are behind the main target receive another 10% more damage. So those abilities make Moskov deal insane damage if he manages to get closely. It really helps to stay in a bush a lot, so you can surprise enemies and kill them like an assassin. Just time skill 1 right, so you're ready to use basic attack and kill the target. This works really well against squishy heroes, but Moskov can use his second skill for the heroes with a bit more HP. Skill 2 shoots a spear that deals damage and knocks back the target. While the knocked back target hits an obstacle, he gets stunned for 1.5 seconds. But when he collides to another hero, they both get stunned for 1.5 seconds. Stunning the enemy from a bush, then cast skill 1 right away, gives you a great head start to erase the HP of the enemy hero. Easy, right? Finally, there's his ultimate. This skill let Moskov throw his spear, which can travel all through the map. The first target that gets hit receives some physical damage and gets slowed up to 90%, depending on the travel time of the spear. This is a great skill to attack enemies from the other lanes. Moskov deals huge damage, but should be used against the right kind of heroes. He can easily win against the ones with low DPS than himself. Also, heroes with the lack of an escape skill are perfect targets. You can pick him against heroes like Helleby, Claude, Cecilian, Esmeralda and Angela. Unfortunately, Moskov can also get killed quite easily. His real weakness are the CC heroes. It just takes one stun to make him unable to use his basic attack and get killed before being able to deal any damage. That's why I suggest you really be careful against heroes like Tigreal, Brody, Odura, Cho and Sylvella. But when the enemies pick heroes that don't harm Moskov a lot, he is currently one of the best marksman heroes you can pick. Then the next great marksman at this moment is Popo and Koopa. Popo can summon his dog Koopa to fight with him and bring a great benefit to Koopa, not only in a 1 vs 1 situation, but also in team fights. I think Popo and Koopa is one of the best marksmen to safely solo the gold lane. That's all because of the traps he can lay down. They don't deal that much damage, but they have a nice CC effect. Place them in bushes and you can ensure you won't get surprised by a ganking enemy if you check the minimap often enough. So it really helps to send Koopa in front to attack the minions and take the damage, so Popo can attack from a safe distance. This way you don't have to lose any HP. You can also use Koopa to drive away the enemy hero. The first skill is an offensive skill, which lets you target a unit to deal some damage and let Koopa attack the target as well. You can even cast the skill against a turret to deal a big amount of damage in total. Popo and Koopa are one of the best marksman heroes to take down turrets, by the way. His second skill is more a defensive ability. Casting the skill calls Koopa to come back to Popo and provides a shield. This effect also deals some damage to enemies and slow them briefly. Then the very best skill, of course, is his ultimate. Casting it increases the attack and movement speed of both Popo and Koopa. Koopa will get increased HP as well, and the first two skills got improved effects. So when casting skill 1, Koopa bites the enemy and stuns the target for 1 second. A great combo is to lay a trap behind the stunned target right away to CC him even further. Then his second skill also has a CC effect. Casting it calls Koopa back to Popo and knocks the target airborne. It also increases the damage it deals and the shield effect to 125%. So Popo and Koopa have great CC abilities, high damage, and you can use Koopa to tank the hits. However, when Koopa dies, he's a really worthless hero and need to summon his dog as fast as possible. You really need to pay attention to save Koopa's life. Popo and Koopa are an excellent pick against enemies with low HP and bad mobility. This way you can cast his ultimate, use skill 1 to stun, lay a trap and use basic attack in the meantime to deal huge amounts of damage. Heroes like Layla, Mia, Gord and Aurora are perfect heroes to take down. He's a bit less effective against heroes with high area of effect damage or CC skills. Be careful against picks like Alpha, Tigreal, Xborg and Sylvella. Overall, they are an excellent pick and can be played at the mid lane as well as the jungle position. Then we have Leslie as the fourth featured hero. She's one of the all-time favorites because of her high range, great damage, camouflage state and annoying sniper. It's quite easy to poke the enemy because of the extra basic attack range that Leslie gets from her passive. Every time she doesn't deal or obtain damage for 5 seconds, her next basic attack gets increased range, 50% crit chance as well as dealing 20% more damage. And each time Leslie uses a skill, this effect gets activated again. Just wait 5 seconds to activate the passive effect, use one enhanced basic attack, cast skill 1 and use another enhanced basic attack. This can easily deal a couple of 100 damage at level 1. making her erase a big part of the HP of the enemy hero. So activating skill 1 increases her movement speed by 40% and adds additional physical attack for the next basic attack. Her second skill is purely to defend herself from approaching enemy heroes. By casting skill 2, she shoots a grenade in front of her, dealing a bit of damage and knocks the target airborne for 1 second. Meanwhile, she jumps back a small distance. Then her ultimate is used to finish an enemy from a large distance. Casting this skill will make Leslie take her sniper, lock onto an enemy to shoot 4 lethal bullets to the target. The bullets deal damage that's based on the missing HP of the target, so you want to use this skill whenever an enemy who is low HP. The bullets can be blocked by enemy heroes, so keep this in mind when taking out the sniper. Because of the big range Leslie has, she is a wonderful hero in late game. Early game is used to farm like crazy, so she can dominate the battlefield in late game. Her high movement speed, increased range and damage make her kill certain heroes in like 2 or 3 basic attacks. Positioning is quite important for Leslie. You want to stay behind your team and try to attack a squishy hero. Leslie is an awesome pick if the enemy team chooses heroes with short attack range. This makes it way easier to keep a safe distance and kill the targets easily. I therefore pick her against heroes like Mia, Terisla, Eudora, Moskov and Claude. She's a bit weaker against heroes that can come close easily or deal area of effect damage kills. The area of effect damage kills can hit Leslie in camouflage state, and heroes that come close easily can kill Leslie quite easily. Therefore, be careful against heroes like Natalia, Exborg, Veil, Alpha and Cecilian. Overall, Leslie is a wonderful pick and can dominate the battlefield in late game easily. Then there's only one hero left on this list and it's Irritol. She became just so incredibly strong since her revamp, especially in late game, and I'll explain exactly why. So Irritol is a marksman that keeps walking when using her basic attack. This really helps to chase enemies. So there have been made a few changes to Irritol, and one of the most useful ones is removing her mana. Irritol now can cast skills whenever being off cooldown, and they both help to clear the minions fast, since skill 1 and skill 2 are both area of effect damage skills. This is great to farm fast. Another really cool thing is that her basic attack has changed. Now she shoots 2 bullets of 55% of her physical attack, which is 110% damage from every basic attack. She also gains energy when walking, and when her bar is filled, the next basic attack shoots 3 bullets instead of 2, making her total basic attack deal 165% physical attack. Skill 1 still deals damage to enemies in front of her and reduces the physical defense of the target up to 40. This really helps to deal high damage to all enemies that lack of defensive builds. Skill 2 deals damage to all enemies surrounding Irritol and slows them down by 40%. A quite handy skill to chase enemies, but it can also be used to clear the minion wave quite fast. Then we have her ultimate. Cast it to jump towards a certain location and take Irritol's crossbow for 15 seconds. Within this time she gains extra movement speed, and the bolts she shoots explodes to not only deal high damage to the target, but also to the surrounding units. This skill is especially great in teamfights, and in late game Irritol just deals so insanely high damage with it. It's really one of the most satisfying things to just walk around and destroy any enemy hero with her basic attack. But you have to pick Irritol in the right situation. To win your lane, it's easy if you match up against a marksman with low DPS. Further in the match, it helps if the enemies don't have that much CC skills. Therefore, heroes like Claude, Cecilian, Estes, Bane and Hannibal are perfect heroes to match up against. High burst damage heroes, as well as heroes with CC, can be quite hard to win from. Heroes like Popo and Koopa, Nana, Tigreal, Aldous and Karina can be hard heroes to win from. But when choosing her in the right situation, there's a big chance of winning teamfights, especially in late game. These were the 5 best marksman heroes of this moment. I really hope you enjoyed the content and, more importantly, learned something. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you again in the next guide.